Tracey's Basement Geeky Collector Hunts brings you Flea Market Finds Fridays, where we hunt local flea markets for new finds for our collection.
Toys, comics, collectibles, maybe even a bit of nostalgia.
So stick around and see what we found in this week's haul, because you never know what you're going to find at the flea market. Hey guys, Tracey and Jason here. Welcome to our first ever episode of Flea Market Finds Fridays. We frequent the local flea markets around here a lot. Sometimes we don't really find a whole lot, but sometimes we find lots of awesome things. So we thought we would start this little series of videos specifically to show off the awesome things that we find at the flea markets to you guys.
You guys know our collection can get pretty eclectic at times, and we are suckers for a good deal that brings back any of that collector or nostalgic feeling. So we thought we'd put up a recurring episode on Fridays whenever we can to show you what kind of weird, geeky, or wonderful goodies that we end up picking up.
We plan to start off each video with whichever collectibles and other pickups we found during the week, and we will end off the video with whatever discount bargain bin style comics we were able to pick up that week.
Woo!
So to start things off, Jason, what grubs are you going to show off first?
Well, I'm going to start the video off where I found my original Dead-Eye Duck Bucky O'Hare figure. I really wish he still had his guns, but I saw this at the flea market and I had to have it because Bucky O'Hare, if you guys have watched our videos, our unboxing videos, and you know how much I love Boss Fight Studios' new take on Bucky O'Hare figures. Bucky O'Hare was a big part of my childhood. I've said multiple times on video, I've given out Valentines when I was a kid with Bucky O'Hare, and Dead-Eye Duck went to all the girls I liked the most. So when I saw Dead-Eye Duck there, guns or not, I had to have him classically in my collection, the original Hasbro line of Bucky O'Hare. So I thought that was really cool. I had to pick him up. I also came across another loose action figure, and Dragon Ball. You know me, Dragon Ball. I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. We're both huge Dragon Ball fans. We love Dragon Ball. And Frieza is my favorite villain in the show, bar none. I love Frieza. But you don't see a lot of Frieza's second form in toy form or collectible form or anything like that. So when I saw this action figure in a rotating case, there's a guy at the flea market sells action figures in a rotating case, and he's got a very elaborate setup for a flea market. Actually, it's quite good.
Quite nice.
It's a very nice setup. And he was scrolling by, and I seen Frieza there. Now finding Dragon Ball stuff in general at the flea markets around here, like that's rare.
Yeah.
Especially not broken. But to find a second form Frieza action figure, and it's just something about the classic action figure look that's kind of cheap looking a little bit, you know what I mean? But still detailed enough that you know exactly what you want. It's got a charm to it, so I had to pick that up as well. I think this was a great pickup, so I'm very happy with that. He's really cool too because he stands up by his tail, because I keep knocking everything over. So it's an absolute disaster with me with some of these old figures. But all these old figures have big clunky feet on them too, so they stood up a lot better than a lot of newer figures nowadays.
It's true.
But that was basically my pickup in action figures. So what did you grab to add this week? So
I picked up a stack of books from a section of the local flea market. It's basically a bookstore. This guy has tables upon tables of books. Great deals on them. We found a bunch of Goosebumps books from R.L. Stine, which is both of our childhoods.
Who didn't read Goosebumps growing up if you're our age? I mean, come on. Everybody read Goosebumps.
Everybody read Goosebumps. And not only part of our childhood, but something awesome that Adriana can get into. She's been reading a couple of these and she loves them.
And she's getting really into like horror stuff. Our 8-year-old daughter's turning into a little bit of a horror buff.
It's
and
so cute.
Goosebumps is like great break into horror stuff.
Yeah, they're just creepy enough without being too scary.
And that was quite a few of them. The Ghost Next Door too. I remember having that one as a kid.
I had
really
most
liked that
of these as a kid.
Let's Get Invisible. I had most of them too. One of my favorites was Welcome to Horrorland, which isn't in this stack, but that was one of my favorite Goosebumps books. Welcome to Horrorland.
And to top those off, this one Adriana can't read just yet because the Fear Street novels were a little bit more mature, more for preteen, teenager kind of age.
She could take it.
She could probably take it, but I saw that, and I never read too many Fear Street as a kid because I was a wuss. So I'm gonna start reading them now.
But we also found something really huge and awesome at the flea market to go in our collection, and I haven't quite figured out where to put it yet. I'm gonna have to hang it from the ceiling or something, but you want to show it off to them?
Dun, dun, dun.
you hit yourself.
I cracked myself in the head on.
Look at this!
How awesome is this, you guys? This is amazing. I could not leave the flea market without it. It's just so cool.
Yeah, this was a really, really cool find at the flea market for a pretty good price. I think we paid about maybe $15 for it, Canadian.
I think it was about 15.
I mean, you might be able to get it cheaper because it's not vintage or anything. This is more 2000s. I think it's probably a few years ago toy. Maybe.
Yeah, it's not very old.
Yeah, early 2010s maybe.
But
possibly later, but
so sizable. It's got that same charm that Jason was talking about with the Frieza, where it kind of looks a little bit more cheaply made, but it just matches our old toy nostalgia. Like the look of all of our toys from when we were a kid, that's what this looks like.
Plus, it's a lot of fun, and it's cool. And it's a $15 piece of plastic to hang and show off in your collection. So this is the kind of cool stuff that you want to find at the flea market. You want to find like this vintage and niche and unique stuff. You don't want to find the same common stuff you find in stores, right? So I don't know. I thought that was a pretty cool find, and it's going to look great hanging from the ceiling.
Absolutely.
So I'll find a place for it. I'm somehow gonna find a place for this. But those are the collectibles we found at the flea market this week. So now it's time for Bargain Bin Comics! I guess that's good enough.
It's gonna be.
This is a real trial and error episode here. We're really trying some stuff out.
So what comics did you find in the bargain bin this week, Jason?
Well, this week I found a Dick Tracey weekly comic.
Very cool.
So that was kind of weird. I don't know. It was Dick Tracey. I thought it was cool. So it was, it was in a dollar bin comic. So I thought I'd grab it. These ones really brought back a little bit of nostalgia. But I found Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure comics, issue 1 and 2 from the 90s. So that was kind of an interesting find that time. I mean, look at those covers. That's Bill and Ted. Look, young Keanu in comic form.
Oh man, I want to watch that now.
And the last one I got was issue 8 of RoboCop, The Future of Law Enforcement. And I am a massive RoboCop nut, so I saw RoboCop in the dollar bins. I had to have it. I know it's issue 8. It's a weird one to start on and have, but, when you're diving in the bargain bins, you got to take what you can get.
Yeah, exactly.
So I thought that was cool. I grabbed it. I'm a RoboCop nut. It's in my collection.
Very cool. So that wraps up our haul for the very first Flea Market Finds Fridays. Be sure to stay tuned to next time to see what else we pick up. If you guys enjoyed this new style of video that we're trying out, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below so that we know that you've enjoyed what we're doing.
And let us know what you thought of this stuff we got at the flea market. We're always open to talk toys, especially on our social media and in the comment section down below. We love talking toys, we love finding old toys, and we'd love to hear what you guys think.
And of course, you can always follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat at Tracey's Basement, Jason from TB on Twitter, and of course, as always, guys, keep coming back for more Tracey's Basement. Bye!